Okay. So recently, let me tell y'all what happened recently. Recently, I was watching a YouTube video, and it was about Donnie McClurkin being gay. And they were going through this whole thing back and forth. Okay, and this is the thing. I have an uncle that reminds me of Donnie McClurkin. He talks with his hands. He laughs. He has very, very feminine mannerisms. He say, honey child. He say, girl, please. He wears perms in his hair. The man is clean, cleaner than any woman that I have ever ran across. His nails stay clipped and manicured up by himself. He moisturizes from head to toe. He is the minister of music at my former church. And yeah, he's an uncle through adoption. But my point is, he's never, came out the closet. He's like 74, 75 years old now. He's never came out the closet. He's never said that he's gay. One might assume that he's gay. I used to always think he was gay. He was married. He had one son. His wife died. His wife was retarded. But he was married and he had a son. His wife died. But he's never been with a woman. In 75 years. He's only been with one woman. So one might assume that he was gay. And the thing is that people get misconstrued is sexual orientation don't have nothing to do with who you having sex with. And people get that misconstrued. For me, being a lesbian, like I was telling somebody today, if I can have it in my head that I can even feel that way towards a girl, because I knew long before I ever did anything physical with a girl that I had the capabilities of doing it. The attraction was there. The attraction had always been there, and it was a natural attraction. It was no different for me being attracted to a girl than a boy being attracted to a girl. The things that women did that attract men were the same things that attracted me. It wasn't something that I did on purpose. It wasn't something that I chose to do. It wasn't something that I set out to do. It was something that was natural as far as like being left-handed and right-handed. Whatever you choose, it just got chosen naturally. But so therefore I could never have been with a woman unless I could see myself. It's about the orientation on the inside. It's not about what you do on the outside. And it's definitely not about the sex, because a relationship is more than just sex. I don't know why people think that. So I look at it like this. If Donnie McClurkin likes boys on the inside, whether he ever touches a boy or not, just like my uncle likes boys on the inside, and whether he ever touches a boy or not, that's on him. He might have, he might not have. He might have been on the down low. He might have been led a celibate lifestyle. But if he was attracted to boys, then he's gay. I don't care what nobody say. And at one point in time, Donnie McClurkin was attracted to boys. The point of this whole story is I fucked up. I fucked up because at the end of the day, I co-signed and was like, yeah, Donnie like boys. I don't know why Donnie playing. And, that was not for me to say. This experience really checked me in a hole, because then, of course, had come the Bible thumpers that I constantly get into that constantly lie and put me in a position where I don't fuck with church even more. I don't know why they don't realize they drive people away like that. And that was not what the church was intended. So I am happy to say that there was a lot of things that I went through in my whole, there was a lot of things that I went through in my whole journey, which is not over yet. But there was a lot of things that I went through. I went from being a lesbian church girl. I went to, trying to do certain things. I've never been a fronter. And I feel like the main reason that I am not a minister, quote unquote, in the pulpit, because I have a license, but the reason I'm not utilizing my license in the pulpit is because I cannot front. I cannot front about who I am. I cannot hide the fact that I'm with a woman. I'm not finna hide the fact, and I'm not finna go against that. And some people might say that I'm sinning. I say to them, you just can't worry about me at this point. You just gonna have to put me in God's hands and let me work my own thing out. I mean, whether people say it out of judgment or concern, I have to learn how to have peace with myself about the decisions that I make. And I have to learn how to put everybody else out of that and make my relationship with the God in me and the God out of me, the God inside of me and the God outside of me. I have to make that relationship personal before I can help anybody else. And I have to be rooted in it. And going to church really throws me off of that because there are so many man-made rules. You can't do this. You got to do this. You can't listen to this music. You got to listen to this music. You can't talk in this language. You got to talk in this language. There's so many man-made rules that I feel like the ultimate rule, which is loving God, loving the God in you, loving the God outside of you, loving the God inside of you, loving your neighbor as yourself, treating people how you want to be treated, that living a Christ-like life, being the light, Christos, the light, following the light, being a positive person that is getting missed in the church nowadays. And I was bitter for a long time, and I struggled against that to try to ignore it, and I couldn't ignore it because it was so prominent. I just couldn't ignore it. It was right there in my face every day. I'm a seer. I'm a seer. That's what I do. I'm a seer. C-E-E-R. I'm a seer. I can see things, and I couldn't ignore that, and I couldn't stay in the church underneath those circumstances because it was just, I gotta go get my nails done. That's what I said I was going to do today. Okay. Well, it was just too much to wrap my brain around. It was completely too much to wrap my brain around. I'm coming back on part 2.